Whew. All right, we are live on YouTube. How's everybody doing today? How are y'all doing on this beautiful, very beautiful evening here in Redwood City, California, where I live? I'm going to start off by saying that it was 108 degrees earlier today. Oh my gosh. 108 degrees, putting massive strain on California's power grid. And sometimes this creates rolling blackouts, but they have not initiated any rolling blackouts. And that means people are really doing the best they can to conserve as much energy as possible to, not mess up the power grid. Kudos to everyone here in California that's participated in saving energy. But as I stepped out of my car, the outside temperature gauge out here right by the water read 84 degrees. That's a 24-degree difference than it was earlier. I'll tell you, it was hot. It was hot as hell. And it typically doesn't get that hot out here in Redwood City because we have, climate best by government tests. We have the number one climate in the world, not in the world, number one climate in the U.S. and the third best climate in the entire world. The microclimate between the SF Bay and the Pacific Ocean. But it was still hot. And I wonder if it wasn't for the microclimate, would it be 115? Would it have been 115 or 120 degrees out here? Probably. It would be like Death Valley weather. Anyway, we're not here to we're not here to talk about the weather. We're here to talk about some positive, uplifting topics. Somebody's coming off the trail, so I'm going to wait for them to pop on off before I come on in. That's how respectful of a person I am. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Just give me one more second, folks. I'm just trying to pay my respect to other people. Don't want to freak them out with the camera and the microphone, right? All right. Oh, give me a second here. All right. So yeah, that's what we're here to do today. We're here to uplift people in a positive way. I'm here to answer any questions you have regarding your business and personal needs. Been doing this for over 5.5 years, and I've got 48 years of life experience. And I've been through the ringer, backwards, forwards, left, right, upside down. You name it, I've experienced it, folks. And if you're going through something and you need a little advice, and it's something that I've been through, which more than likely I have because I've pretty much been through everything, let me know what you're struggling with. And I'll share my story on something I struggled with in a similar way. And what I did to overcome it. And how it affected me until I overcame it, right? It's just a beautiful day. I'm out here pretty late, so I really got to boogie because I'm not going to be able to do the entire 3.5 miles unless I boogie before it gets dark, that is. Hey, what's going on, VP Gloves? Salute to you as well, sir. Yeah, I subscribed to your channel, bro, from my main channel, my other channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas, where you found out about me from. This channel here, Coach Eli, 2 authentic live streams. I even subscribed to you from my Elias Melas Coach Eli YouTube premium account. that doesn't have any content on there. I just use that to consume content. And I was starting to look into some of the things that you do, and you share stories and stuff. And I'm just curious to know. No big deal. I appreciate you being a channel member, and you can reverse that anytime you want. But I noticed that some people that I used to associate with in a major drama group follow your content. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with anyone following anyone. I just know that there are people that follow your content that have trolled me, harassed me, and done stupid shit to me over the years. I've let it go. I'm just saying, hopefully they're treating you a lot better, bro. Hopefully they're respecting your story or your stories. But I'm curious to know, what more so are you trying to accomplish regarding your channel? What message do you want to get out there? That way, I can connect you with the right people. I've got some great people I'm connected with behind the scenes. They're moderators here. And we can really start to create some real content. I think one of your live streams was from a cafe or something. And I'm not sure what you use. Do you use like OBS or I think you use Streamlabs or something like that, right? The Streamlabs version of OBS. Because you had the chat in there. I didn't have a whole lot of time to, really dig deep into it because I've had a lot of things going on lately. But I'm going to more so further look into your content and support it whenever possible. What's wrong, Eli? Can't hear you. Can you hear me, BP Gloves, or is it RJ's system? Audio is fine on my end. Then it's RJ. Yeah, RJ, I think it's your end. Maybe you're muted, RJ. Hey, Bubbly, how you doing? Welcome to the show. It's great to see you here. I got a lot of things going on. My lady, is dealing with something. And it's not a bad thing, but she's been dealing with something. She had an appointment today. We'll share probably more about that another time. So she's been taking care of business. And it's been even hotter in her neck of the woods. She's been trying to keep her dogs and herself cool. Not easy. And neither her or I have air conditioning on our places, so it sucks. You got to use these big Vornado fans. If you don't have AC, or even if you do have AC, you can still use Vornado fans. Vornado fans are the best. I don't know why you got timed out, BP Gloves. Nightbot timed you out. My apologies. Maybe it was a blocked word or something. My apologies on that. Forgive me. If it happens again, just, wait till the timeout expires and come back. It's not me, it's just Nightbot. If I don't run Nightbot, man, I couldn't run these live streams, man. Anyway. And I've been taking care of some other things. I'm going to go and get a physical soon. And I got to go to my dentist this week, get a checkup, cleaning and all that. And still, still pumping out content between both channels. BP Glove says, I just want to connect to more people to grow. Excuse me. So are you, and what type of content are you looking to focus on? Do you have something specific? Are you sharing life stories? Are you trying to help coach people? Or I'm just kind of curious, what is the purpose of your channel? What was the fire that, that lit within you to want to start a YouTube channel and grow it. I commend you for that. Wow, look at this. There's no water there right now, but now that the water has seeped through, look at all that green over there, because that's where the water is at. It's all like dry over here. So yeah, just curious to know, what you're trying to accomplish on the channel, so I know how to best help you, and we all know how to best help you. You seem to be a good guy, despite the fact that you've intermingled with some of the crazies I've intermingled with in the past out here on YouTube. Do you get trolled? So I'm just kind of curious. VP Gloves, you get trolled? Everyone gets trolled. Are you used to the trolling by now and you just don't let it get to you? I'm curious to hear your feedback regarding that. Yeah, lots of things going on. On the main channel, folks, I released another YouTube short earlier this morning. And then later on in the morning, I released another, pre-recorded video regarding Mark Zuckerberg. An article was written on Mark Zuckerberg being interviewed, saying that, the main purpose of social media is to connect with people. It wasn't made primarily to consume content. It was made to connect with people. And nothing wrong with consuming content and stuff. But it just seems like people are consuming content and looking for entertainment and stuff just to get through their days. And people are no longer getting to know people and connecting with people at a deep level. And it's just really sad, because when I was growing up, that's how we did things in person. Now the internet came out. And even when the internet first came out, and even now, for me, I always connect with people at a more intimate level. Whether it's online or offline. I love to build relationships with people. I like to get to know, like, and trust people. Build a foundation and grow from there together, exponentially. And through collaborations. I love collaborating with people. I love joining forces. I love working together with people. I talk about the struggles to survive only on my tips from my fans. I've become without a house, so I started streaming to get money from motels. That's interesting. I try to interact with the trolls to teach them their way of thinking is wrong. Good for you, man. So let me get this straight. That's an interesting thing you're doing, VP Gloves. In essence, you're doing the male version of what some of these women are doing with the van life, except for you, it's hotel life. And it's because, I think, what did you say, you lost your house? If it's not too personal, were you married? Did you have a family? And if you haven't put this out publicly yet, please don't feel the need to answer anything. But, hearing your story, bro, is something I'm interested in. I love hearing people's stories. I love hearing what people have been through and what they're doing and have done to overcome their struggles. Because that's inspirational, man. It is. I love to hear, what happens to people, especially, both men and women, but it just seems like men are struggling a lot more nowadays. And I'm just curious if it's not too personal. Respectfully speaking, man, are you under 40 years old? You're probably from the millennial generation, right? And I'm not trying to criticize you. You seem to be a good guy. I know I talk a lot about the millennials, but I'm just trying to get a better idea who you are, what you've been through, and what time period you grew up in. Because these are the things I love talking about the most. I love sharing stories. And see, folks, that's what YouTube was primarily created for. YouTube was created to share stories, to share life, right? And then, all of a sudden, 5, 6, 7 years ago, it became a drama shit fest. I'm 44. Oh, so you're only 4 years younger than me. So you're Gen X. No wonder I'm not trying to criticize the millennials again, but no wonder you're a humble dude. This just more so begins to prove my point. I've got millennial men attacking me all the time because they hate the fact that I'm right about them not having their shit together. And even if they don't have their shit together, that's okay as long as they're striving to turn their shit around. You know what I mean? I grew up in New York, but became stranded in California. My lady was born in New York, Staten Island. And she moved to California with her family at 3 years old. So she has a lot of New York roots. I'm sure you also know Dion, aka Sifu Smo Channel. I know you know some of the people that I've been involved with in the past. And yeah, Dion's in New York as well. If you have not connected with Dion, bro, I'll connect you with Dion. But that's cool. I mean, I don't know how much of your story you've shared, but you came out to California. Were you like living out here? Do you come out here for work? Were you married? If it's too personal, dude, just let me know. Or just let me know what video to watch on your channel and I'll watch it there, dude. I'll help you get the watch time and I'll help you get you monetized, man. Seriously. You can look at it like a collaboration, man. But anyway, while we wait for the chat to catch up, yeah, more YouTube shorts and videos are going to be coming for the rest of the week on the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas. Nightbot's been sharing the link to my main channel every 7 minutes. Just go to youtube.com/LifeCoachEli. Subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications. Now, YouTube does not typically send out notifications for YouTube Shorts unless you've been watching YouTube Shorts from that creator for a while. So, you know, if you want to get my YouTube Shorts, you're going to have to go to, you have to either luckily get them in your subscriber feed if you're subscribed, or just go directly to my channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas, and manually find them there. I've been putting in a lot of time and effort into editing these 1 minute bite-sized videos. I'll tell you, it takes time, folks. Like VP Gloves, I know you found out about me through those shorts. I'm not typically a big fan of shorts, but it's the way to grow. So you gotta, I had to start making more of them. And I use Adobe Premiere Pro to do my pre-recorded video edits. And I create my shorts manually. I don't do this. Whoops. I hope am I still on? Can you folks still hear me and see me clearly? I tilted my phone and this message came up from the YouTube app. But I create my shorts through Adobe Premiere Pro. I typically will put a message in the top portion, and the bottom portion I'll have a cropped out video of myself. I'll take like a live stream replay and crop out like the most important part of it. Typically I'll do that from this channel, Coach Eli 2. That way it's new content from the main channel, and then it's also promoting the live streams over here and the real-time coaching, life coaching. I made a shorter interaction yesterday. Yeah, I saw that, dude. Good work, man. Thank you for doing that, bro. I saw the tag, and then I commented, and you hearted me back. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, I know this YouTube game, bro. Trust me, I see everything. I see things I really don't want to see. That's the problem. It has nothing to do with you or anyone here. I just I see it all, man. Even if notifications are turned off, I know where to go and see things. But thank you for that. I came out for a job with Amanda, then I lost the girl and the job. Whew, wow. I have talked to Dion a few times in the past. Yeah, Dion's a good dude. He's got a pregnant girlfriend. He's 30 years old. She's 25. They both work hard. They make decent money. And it was a shocker. It was a shocker that that Dion was shocked that he got her pregnant. And this is, I'm not trying to rehash this. This was like, I think it was 5-6 months ago. I think she's probably in her 3rd trimester now. I think it's like the 6th or 7th month of her pregnancy. Congratulations to both of you. And respectfully speaking, going back to when Dion found out his woman was pregnant, he's like, I don't know how it happened, dude. I'm like, dude, come on, don't tell me you don't know how it happened, dude. The first question I asked him is, your woman on birth control? He's like, no, I should have thought about that before. When us guys are younger, we are fazed by the power of the pussy, right? Sometimes we do stupid things that can turn our lives around, right? Especially having unprotected sex with no birth control, no condom, nothing, right? And even if you have great control, like they call it, the pull-out method, right? There's still a slight fail rate. That's if you have that great control. Now, for me, I got great control. Don't ask me. You can ask my lady, but I don't need to have great control with her because she's 47, going through menopause, and she's also on the IUD until she fully goes through menopause. So it's all good. But yeah, Dion was like, yeah, we should have thought about birth control. Well, dude, it felt good, didn't it? And he goes, yeah. Yep. One of your swimmers swam up there, bro. That's why, when I hear these stories, no disrespect, love you, Dion. He's a moderator here. When I hear these stories, she got accidentally pregnant. No, she didn't. You two had unprotected sex with no birth control. And you slipped it past the goalie, brother. So how could that be unexpected? I mean, if I were to do that, if I were to have, unprotected sex with a woman that's not on birth control and shoot one past the goalie, I would be thinking, damn, did I knock her up? Well, yeah, well, no. BP gloves, LOL. Well, yeah, dude. Like, these are the kind of things that I try to help guys. Now, Dion's a good dude. He's a good millennial. And my lady's good friends with him, too, right? And just for the record, because, people like to talk and say that, Dion and my lady are hooking up. No, they're not. My lady hooks up with me. All the time. But yeah, I state the obvious. And I make it comical because it is comical, and it should be comical because that's the way people learn, right? You can't make it boring, right? I could picture, never mind, I'm not going to say it. Most guys would say, oh, I should have pulled out. I should have pulled out. Well, you know what? God bless you, Dion, and your lady. And, you're going to start your family, and it's going to change your life for the better. And honestly, I've really seen Dion mature and grow over the last year and a half out here. This woman's been a really good influence on him, and my lady's been trying to help him, and I've been trying to help him. Now, him and I had our ups and downs, but, you know, Dion kept going back and forth with the trolls and haters regarding what they were saying about me, and then finally realized that it wasn't me, that it was them. And now he ignores the trolls and haters. I'm proud of you, Dion. Seriously, Dion, I'm not trying to talk smack. I think you know that. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of how you've, like, I'm not saying your life was bad before that, bro, but you've really grown up, dude. Dude, I'm not saying you weren't a man either, Dion, but you're becoming a man, dude. Because nowadays, listen, Dion, I didn't even really become a man until I was in my early 30s, right? When I was in my teens and early 20s and mid to late 20s, I was a big fucking pussy. I was a BFP. I didn't love myself. I would put women on a pedestal. I'd put them above me. I had no self-love, right? I had no self-love, no self-respect, right? And when I hit 30, I'm like, screw it. I'm tired of giving, and getting shit back in return, right? That's when I started focusing more on becoming the best version of myself I can be. And from that point on, the last 18 years of my life, yeah, I've had my ups and downs, but life's been great for the most part. Hey, grim, grinning ghost, remember, you're female. Hello, Mr. Melas. I'm Eli. You don't have to be so formal with me unless you want to. I mean, I don't deserve any formalities, ma'am, but thank you so much. Your mama raised you right, huh? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. I'm really enjoying today's walk, and it's actually probably about 80 degrees now. It's almost 30 degrees cooler here right now than it just was 4 hours ago at my place. It was 108 degrees. What a difference 3 or 4 hours makes. I know, says Grim Grinning Ghost. Excellent, excellent. What are you up to tonight, Grim Grinning Ghost? You just hanging out? We'll get to the topic here in a second. We've just been talking about a bunch of random things that can, that can correlate to the topic. Sun's beginning to go down. Not much. Okay, cool. Excellent. My lady should be finishing her appointment soon, and she might end up popping in. She had a 6 o'clock appointment regarding something that we'll probably mention at another point. It's not that we don't want to talk about it. It's, hey, look, my lady and I have been talking about content strategy lately. We're not going to give everything right away when it comes to our relationship or personal things we're going through that we want to share with you folks as examples of how we're dealing with certain things that happen in relationships, right? Or as individuals, as a man and woman, right? Living in the modern world. Anyway, I'm going to reset the chat. I'll be right back. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to. Let's get right to it. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail here at Bar Island in beautiful Redwood City, California. This is episode number, I believe it's 373, episode number 373. The topic today is, I will always believe in myself, no matter what. You should too. The topic today is I will always believe in myself, no matter what. You should too. I'm going to emphasize the no matter what section, because it's the no matter what section that typically gets people to stop believing in themselves. Because the no matter what partially is other people trying to get in the way of your success and wreck or ruin your success, right? That's just a quick example right there, right? You know, like I've always said in the past, all of us go through things. We have our trials and tribulations, right? We have our good days and our bad days, right? Sometimes we take risks and they pan out, and sometimes we take risks and they don't pan out. And some of those risks that don't pan out really cost us and hurt us and set us back. Just like, you know, BP Gloves here in the chat. He took a risk to come to California with a lady and for a job. And it didn't pan out. And I feel for him. I feel for him because, you know, I've seen many people go through similar situations, move clear across the country. I don't know if it was more so for the job or you really love the woman, dude. See, I know you're trolling, sore tongue, but I'll answer your question. So, why are you letting that seafood guy talk with your woman? Because she's like a mother to him, like a friend to him. She sees him like a son. My woman has 2 kids. And her son does talk to her on occasion. Her daughter is like in another world. But that'll pan out at some point. And no, to those that are still wondering, no. My woman's relationship with her kids is not affected by me in any way, shape, or form. At all. And first of all, I don't own my woman. I love her and I trust her. She's got a lot of male friends. I have a lot of female friends. I talk to a lot of females online. But they're business partners, right? She has a lot of male friends. And they're just friends. And I'm secure within myself. Right? Because I'm so secure within myself, I know that if she screws up, she'll be missing on the best thing that she could ever have, humbly speaking, right? And I've gotten to the point in my life where if something's going to happen, something's going to happen. I'm not going to sit around wondering if a woman I'm with is going to cheat on me. And I don't feel that way at all about my woman. And I know she's not doing that. And she would never do that. It's not who she is. And why is everyone saying stuff about her and dogs? That's because, you know, she was joking around behind the scenes one day on Facebook Messenger when we used to be connected with some people we're no longer connected with. And the people took that video clip out of context. My woman loves animals. She loves her dogs and she loves all animals. I love animals too, right? You have to also understand that all these people that are talking about the Dion stuff and my lady stuff with the dogs and stuff, they're trolls and haters of mine, right? And so, in essence, what they're doing is trying to get to me by getting to her. And it's not working because I prepped my woman very well before I brought her on YouTube, and she's still only on YouTube anonymous besides her voice. VP Gloves. Hello, RJ Sanford. VP Gloves. We can talk behind the scenes one of these days, bro, too. If you're on Facebook Messenger, let's connect. Send me an email to Coach Eli at coach@eliasmelas.com. Let's connect on Messenger. Let's talk. And I can even probably moderate you here, bro. I just want to get to know you. You seem to be a good dude, and your story really resonates with me, man. It really does. These are the kind of people I want to work with that have gone through this shit, man. These are the types of people, RJ Sandiford, we need to support. Not fake instigated drama. Real life stuff that people are struggling with. That's who we need to support. Not the fake corny shit, right? And going back to the person that came in here, and I maybe sore tongue, you're kind of semi-trolling with that name. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. It's all just in fun and games. It's all stuff that is taken out of context. Sometimes you say things and it sounds different than it actually is. Some things can be said the same way and have 5 different meanings, right? Take the F word, for example, right? You know, the F word has multiple meanings. You can F someone, okay? You can get F'd by someone. You can say F it, right? I'm kind of minimizing it because I'm a monetized channel. It's okay to say it every now and then, but I'm not going to say it 10 times in a row. You know, there are many different meanings to one word, right? No problem, I can re-download Facebook. Yeah, I mean, you can even email me. Yeah, Facebook is great. I went to the channel today. Well, when I went to the channel today, earlier today, that was the real person. RJ, can you check with your mod wrench and see if that's the real VP Gloves? It should be. I checked earlier today after I was tagged in. You see, this is what these people try to do. They try to create fake instigated drama. It's a spoofed channel? Okay. Okay, if it's a spoofed channel, then I'm going to reach out to the real VP Gloves tonight. But why would that guy even want to come in here and pretend to have a conversation with me? I mean, thanks for the $10. And just because somebody is homeless doesn't mean they can't afford $10 to sponsor someone. Okay. Well, if that's the case, I will look into it afterwards. I did see that guy you're mentioning from Louisiana in one of the videos of VP Gloves. Yeah, thank you. Thank you to the Really Eli channel. You mind identifying yourself instead of coming in here on a soccer account? Can you tell me who you are? Or are you too chicken to tell me who you are behind the Really Eli account? Because here I am. I always show my face. You know my name. You know where I'm at. You know everything about me. Why don't you tell me a little bit about you? I have no problem with you coming in here and making me aware of somebody pretending to talk with me and spending $10 to do it. It is the real VP Gloves Nation fan channel. Okay. Well, I know that the guy they're talking about is a guy that does spoof channels. But the VP Gloves channel that I saw earlier had almost 500 subs or something like that. I'll look into it. But I have no reason to believe that this is not the real VP Gloves. And if it isn't, oh well. You know? Well, what can you do? It's like this is the internet. You never know who's real and who isn't. My name's a block word, but I'm the only troll still trying to look out for you. FYI. Well, dude, I don't need you to look out for me. And I do follow RJ, so I do know that you got married. Congratulations to you. I don't have any problems with you, sir. It's just that I think we're too far apart on our difference of opinions. To the point of where I can respectfully disagree. I just don't want to upset you, sir. And I don't want to upset anyone. And sometimes I say things that people don't like. I have strong opinions like you do, man. And it's like, I don't want to trigger people. I don't want to trigger certain people. You're one of them, sir. I don't really want to trigger anyone. I have no ill feelings from the past or anything. Neither does my lady. We just, hey, we've kept moving forward. We're doing our thing. Like the topic of this stream here. I never ever give up on myself, no matter what. Neither should you or anyone else. Yeah, I know you're trying to help. And if these people are going to go through great lengths to create duplicate channels with 500 subscribers and actual content on there, and then donate $9.99 to play it off, well, shit. I'll take your $10 and run with it. Well, 70% of that, it's going to be $7. YouTube and Google get 30, but you know what I'm saying. But again, congratulations to you and your lady. Best wishes to you. Probably sometime next year, my lady and I will, either next year or the following year, we're going to move in together by the beginning of next year or so. And then we'll start planning things out. I actually want to do a really decent wedding. Doesn't have to be too extravagant, but I don't want to get, no disrespect to you, sir, or anyone else. I don't want to get married in Vegas or Reno or at City Hall. I want to probably do it at my church and pay respect to my late father and respect to my mother that's still around and my community, and I want to do it. I want to do it as special as possible. I'm not saying what you did isn't special. It's special to you folks, and that's all that matters, you know? The sunset's absolutely beautiful tonight. Look at that. I should be taking a 4K 60 video, 4K at 60 frames per second, but that's just incredible. All right, we are back live. We should be back live. Who is trying to snitch? That's the real VP Gloves. Re-uploads verified by VP himself. Beautiful sunset, Mr. Melas. Well, thank you, Grim Grinning Ghost. Thank you. Thank you for being courteous. You're being too courteous, overly courteous. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. And I'm the same way. I'm respectful. I still refer to certain people as Mr. and Mrs., you know? My old dentist retired, and I'm going to see a new dentist this week. It's actually a woman, which is not bad. I had a male dentist before, and he was really cool. Used to go to his father before that, and now his father passed away, and he recently retired. And now he sold the business to this, young lady. I think she's in like her mid to late 30s. And she's got great reviews, and he wouldn't sell the business to anyone. And he basically gave the clients to her as part of the deal. I'm going to refer to her, as doctor. I'm not going to say the doctor's name, because these people will troll my dentist, and they'll troll my doctors, and they'll troll everyone. That's how mature they are. I will always believe in myself, no matter what. You should too. That's how I feel at this point in my life. I didn't feel that way when I was younger, like I was mentioning earlier on in the show. I used to, lack faith in myself. I used to be scared to take risks. I used to be overly nice to everyone because I felt I needed to be overly nice for them to like me. I didn't realize that people are going to like you for being you, not trying to overdo shit. When you try to be overly nice, even though you may be actually an overly nice person, it comes off like a try-hard. And it comes off disingenuous, right? And I had to learn to work through that. I know there are many people out there that lack self-belief, that give up on their goals, dreams, and aspirations. I talk about this quite often, and I'm going to continue talking about it because it's one of the most important things. It's going to propel you forward or hold you back. And by the way, sir, if you're still around, you probably are. I saw your community posting in my back end, where the mentions are shown, right? And you were talking about my 1980s Adidas track outfit. That's all good. That's a great joke. Actually, I had that Adidas. That was like a $55 Adidas, like Cool Breeze outfit. Even on hot days, I'll wear long sleeve shirts that are breathable because I don't want to get burned. I get burned very easily. And I can understand how that outfit may appear to some, but it was actually, it's actually a pretty cool looking outfit. It feels good. Nice material, and it's breathable. Maybe because I've been wearing it for so many years, it's getting old. But I've got some new outfits I'll be sporting. I've got a bunch of Under Armour stuff I haven't even opened, you know. I bought a shit ton of Under Armour stuff from the outlet at the outlet prices, plus an additional like 65 to 70% off. And I've got some really, really good, nice Under Armour shirts that retail for like 65, 70 bucks. I got them for like 15, 20 bucks. I'm just trying to sparingly open them, because once you open clothing and you start washing them, that's when they start to wear, right? And I've got plenty of other new clothes I cycle through. But anyway, I digress. It's all good. Folks, please smash the thumbs up. And please also share this out. Whether you're here live or on the replay, smash the thumbs up. Share this out on your community tabs. Share this out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Reddit, Instagram, or anywhere else you have a following of people that you feel would benefit from positive, uplifting type of content. It's an absolutely beautiful evening. Right now it feels about 75 to 78 degrees. It's like 30 degrees cooler than it was just about 4 to 5 hours ago. 108 degrees in Redwood City. I don't remember the last time we hit close to 110. We've had, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, maybe even 104. But I haven't seen anything above 104 in ages. It was just a joke, bro. Don't overanalyze. I still have an Adidas bike suit. No, I wasn't, man. I was just laughing with you. I wasn't. Nightbot just. Sorry, man. Nightbot just got you for whatever. I don't know what word it was. Where do you see the world going in the next 50 years, says Sword Tongue. That's a great question. It's a great question. I'll give you my opinion. Here's what I think. Here's what I think is starting to happen and needs to continue happening. And again, I'm not trying to be overly critical to the millennials. I have been, because there's a lot of truth to what I'm saying. And I'm not saying it's all millennials, but it's a good amount of them. It's over half of them. Probably close to 2/3 of millennials, right? Now, if you're a millennial and you've got your shit together and you're, a good solid human being, right? Then, hey, you're exempt from what I'm saying here. But I think what's happening is the Gen Zers right now are trying to change what the millennials broke in the dating world and the workforce. Women are out earning, millennial women are out earning millennial men like 2 or 3 to 1 or 4 to 1. They are. And again, I think this is where the problem started, because at the time the millennials were born, they were on the forefront of technology. I mean, I was on the forefront of technology being a Gen Xer. But when the millennials became of age, that's when technology really started to boom. And it was a culture, it was a, a period of time where, all these, kids were coddled and, given everything, handed everything, because mom and dad were both working or doing other things, right? Or mom and dad were separated and, they had to give these kids whatever they wanted to occupy them so they can live their lives. That's what happened. These kids were not raised in the ways I feel kids should be raised, right? I mean, you have a group of men aged 25 to 40, and about 2/3 of them are the laziest men that have ever lived on this planet. And they have no desire to turn that around. I think the Gen Zers are doing a great job of turning it around. Now, Gen Z men, for example, from what I've noticed, Gen Z men, a lot of them are still, kind of beta-ish in their 20s. I was a beta in my 20s. I'm not going to lie. I put women on a pedestal. I was a beta. I was a big beta. I don't have a problem saying that. It's the truth, right? So I'm not blaming these Gen Zers for being beta and trying to figure out women. But at least they're trying to figure out women. Millennial men have just given up on women. Millennial men have just given up on women altogether. And any woman they can get, they try to control, they attack, they try to berate, they try to belittle, right? That's what they do, right? At least the Gen Zers are kind of going back to the Gen X and baby boomer type of generation, right? And I did a video on my main channel in response to a blog that my lady sent me regarding, Gen Zers are more so looking for relationships after the pandemic. And that was a great sign. So between Gen Z men and women trying to turn things around and doing a great job of starting to turn things around to fix, what the millennials broke, so to speak, right? And then we get the new generation, the alpha generation, which is under 10 years old. So like 1 to 9 or 1 to 10, right? The alpha generation is going to follow whatever the Gen Zers do, right? So the Gen Zers try to turn it around, and they do, which I think they will, then the alpha generation will be doing okay. Then I can say, probably within 50 years, like you mentioned, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, this is what my intuition is telling me. In my opinion, I think the world will be a better place again. Yes, women will still be liberated, women will still be working, but both men and women by that point will have figured out what I figured out, my lady figured out. My lady and I, we're each other's equals. I don't argue her. I don't say I'm any better than her. She doesn't say she's better than me. Now, my lady's hot. She thinks I'm good looking. I think I'm okay looking, right? I can get women. She can get other men. I can get other women, right? Right? But we never argue over who's the better gender. I never try to one-up her. She never tries to one-up me. Do we have disagreements? Sure. I got pretty strong views on this modern world. Until she got to know me, all this stuff I was saying about women and, them being emotional beings, responding to everything emotionally first all the time based on how they're feeling in the present moment, they used to trigger her. I'm like, baby, why does it trigger you? She goes, because it's true. Okay, well, I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm trying to respect you in the way that you were made to be, biologically. I'm like the only man that understands that. Tam, Miss T with the $2 Australian super chat. Oh, you're a sweetheart, Tam. That's unnecessary. Thank you. Showing my support. Thanks for your content, Eli. You're very welcome. You want to know, today's show has been very inspirational. Some good people have passed on by. I may not get the biggest amount of traction here, folks, and that's okay. But the people that have been stopping by lately have been really good people, and I really thank you for that. Tam, thank you so much. Again, say hello to your family. Say hello to everyone for me. I hope you're doing okay. Are you at work or you're like 8 hours ahead, aren't you? Huh? Is it like in the middle of the night over there? What time is it where you're at? It's got to be probably about 2 or 3 in the morning there. I've been on for 59 minutes. I started at about 6:20, so it's probably 7:20 right now. It gets dark around here around 7:45, so I got to get off the trail soon. I'm getting there. I'm doing great, hon. It's 12:24 p.m. here in Brisbane, Australia. So it's the next day. It's September 7th over there, right? It's the next day. Let's see, 7. So you're 17 hours. Okay, so you're 17 hours ahead of where I'm at. You're 17 hours ahead of the West Coast and 14 hours ahead of the East Coast, the New York side of the U.S. I come from the future. Eli, LOL. Tam, did you ever see the Back to the Future trilogy with Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd? One of my favorite trilogy movie series of all time. With the DeLorean, the time machine, and Huey Lewis and the News, with the great soundtrack. Sure did. I loved that movie. Yeah, the first one, actually, when that movie first came out in 1985, there was another movie. It was, I think it was National Lampoon's Vacation with Chevy Chase. Remember that series? I think it was National Lampoon's Vacation. They made a bunch of movies, right? And all my friends, my mom was taking my friends, my brother and his friends. We were all going to the movies, right? And everybody wanted to see Back to the Future, but I wanted to see National Lampoon's Vacation. So I begged and pleaded. I got my way, and we all watched that movie, right? And then 2 weeks later, I went and saw Back to the Future, and I'm like, wow, that Back to the Future was a way better movie than National Lampoon's Vacation. And interestingly enough, as I got older, Tam, I started working at a movie theater when I was 15 and a half here in the San Francisco Bay Area in a town called San Mateo, California. This is Redwood City. If you go north on the 101, it's San Carlos, Belmont is the next city, and then it's San Mateo. San Mateo, California is where YouTube was started by those 3 college kids, like in 2000 and, 4 or 5, something like that. And I think they sold it to Google for $1.8 billion in 2006. And then they moved up north towards San Francisco in San Bruno. But I worked in San Mateo and went to school in San Mateo for high school. And the Hillsdale Cinema, we had Back to the Future Part 2 and Part 3. And it wasn't until 1989. Was it 89 and 90? Part 2 was released, I believe, 6 months apart from Part 3. I think Part 2 came out at the end of 89 and Part 3 came out summer of 90. I started working at the movie theater in 1989. So it was a really, really awesome thing. Like all these years later, 5 years later before Part 2 and 3 came out. That was a long wait for Part 2 and 3 to come out of the Back to the Future trilogy. And I really liked Part 2. Part 3 was okay, was still okay. I'm not a big fan of the Old West. But if you love the Old West, Part 3 is a gem. I mean, the whole series, the whole trilogy was good. It's a beautiful night for a walk. My lady should be probably finishing up or should be done with her meeting. Babe, if you're watching the show, 2005 is when YouTube came about. Yeah, there you go. So 2005 was when those college kids from Stanford, I believe it was, started YouTube literally 10 to 12 minutes north by car, 4 cities north of where I live, in San Mateo, California. They had a small office there. And their point, was to allow people to share cat videos. And then they couldn't keep up with the demand. And the only company back then, this was before Amazon became big, the only company that could afford to make YouTube what it is today was Alphabet Inc., which owns Google. And Google now owns YouTube. I thought 1.8 billion was an absurd amount of money to pay for YouTube back then, but my God, they've turned this thing into the new Hollywood. Hollywood's dead. YouTube is the new Hollywood, and it's going to be the new Hollywood for a while. I mean, I'm out here every single damn day. How you doing, Alex the Beer Master? Welcome to the show, bro. Great to see you here, man. Beautiful night. The auto exposure, low light compensation's kicking in. It's going to start getting dark pretty soon. We have been on for an hour and 6 minutes. I really want to rest tonight, but I've got more YouTube shorts to create, and they just take time to create. They do. They take a lot of time to create. When you want to really get a powerful message in 1 minute, you got to find a chunk out of a pre-recorded video you've done or a live stream replay. Or you can record. You could record it, brand new. But I've done so much content, I've done so much long form content, where the main part is 2 to 3 minutes. The rest is just answering questions and stuff, right? So I'm going through all my long form content and cutting out. I'm not going to say it's fluff because during the live streams we answer people's questions and stuff. But yeah, it's cutting out the fluff and putting the point in 1 minute or less. Now there are times where I'm answering something about a topic, and I go off for about 10 minutes, right? So then I got to condense that 10 minutes to 1 minute, cut out the ums and ohs and all that, and make sure it flows, right? Get the audio right. Stage the video properly. On the top I put subscribe to Coach Eli 2 for real-time live coaching. On the bottom I have a little square video. I have to crop, the video in there to fit. Creating these shorts was a pain in the ass to figure it out initially because it's like you're doing things backwards. It's like instead of having a 16:9 ratio, which is a widescreen, you have a 9:16 ratio. So it's 16 parts wide by 9 parts high, right? For normal widescreen HD. For the shorts, the vertical content, right? I call it millennial style content. And the millennials created the vertical content. The joke was the millennials don't know how to position their cameras properly for HD. So, now these damn fucking short vertical videos, 9:16, 9 parts, 9 parts wide by 16 parts high, right? They're the biggest thing. Thanks to TikTok, that is. Getting towards the end, folks. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in about, I'd say about 12 minutes or less. Getting closer to the end. I'm really glad. I almost canceled the walk today. I had so much going on. And it was just super freaking hot. But I'm like, you know what? Come rain, come shine, come 50 degrees, 30 degrees, 70 degrees, 90 degrees, or even 108 degrees. Get that walk and you'll feel better. All right, we're back live. We are back live. I'm sorry, folks. I got cut off. Like I was saying before I got cut off, when I don't walk even for a day, it really affects my mind, body, soul, attitude, my energy, right? My desire to just do anything, right? And these walks to me are more than just staying healthy and fit. Oh, by the way, speaking of healthy and fit, not that I owe this one particular dude a response. I kind of saw a clip of this one dude criticizing me for ordering a big-ass New York pizza with my lady over the weekend. Sir, let me ask you a question. Not that it really matters. But do I look fat, sir? Do I? Am I out of shape? Do I need to worry, about having a spoil meal every now and then? Having a cheat meal every now and then is actually not a bad thing because it throws your system off to keep it burning or to keep the fat burning optimally at an optimal level, sir. But I bet you didn't know that because you have no clue what a diet is, sir. You don't. But anyway, to respond, yeah, I got this nice pizza. It was $50, but it was an extra large, huge, massive pizza that's going to last for like 3 or 4 days. And I gave my lady some of it to go, and, I'm not eating the whole thing in one day. I eat a couple pieces a day. Well within my daily caloric, allotted intake. And yes, I do eat healthy for the most part every now and then. There's nothing wrong with throwing in a little cheat meal, a pizza every now and then, a dessert every now and then. You don't do it all the time. But then again, this dude is the type of dude that'll criticize everything about everyone, whether it makes sense or not. So I'm just saying, but I just wanted to respond for shits and giggles. Yeah, I'm not telling people that need to lose weight, a lot of weight, to go buy a giant pizza. You got to cut that out. Once you hit your optimal weight level, once you lose the weight and you're in your maintenance stage, you should be eating healthy 5 to 6 days out of the week. And then one day each week, you can have your spoiled cheat day as long as you get your exercise in on that day. Right? And like I said again, if you don't throw in that cheat day every now and then, your metabolism will slow down, it'll stagnate. It'll get used to your body, being being the way it is, healthy eating, right? So you throw it off so it keeps working. A lot of the, best personal trainers out there even say, treat yourself once a week or once or twice every few weeks. Nothing wrong. But don't do it while you're losing the weight. Do it while you're maintaining. Because here's the thing. if you're going to eat a cheat meal once a week, once you've lost all the weight, you're not going to gain weight, but you're also not going to lose weight, right? Basically, if you have a cheat meal while you're trying to lose the weight and you're working out, you're going to be working out just so you don't gain weight. You're not going to lose weight. But once you're at the level you want to be to maintain, a cheat meal is fine. As long as you get your exercise in. That's it. It's starting to get really dark here. It's not that dark. I just had the shades on. Wow, this is a beautiful picture. I'm looking at the camera right now. This looks fantastic. Yeah, actually on the camera, the auto exposure is doing so well. It actually looks brighter in the picture than it actually is by a little bit. I mean, it's pretty close. What do you expect? These smartphones do video and audio and take pictures, like, and they broadcast over the internet too, streaming. Like, this is just insane that we can do this nowadays. Anyway, folks, we have 7 people still left here, 14 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Help us get to 20 thumbs up. I may end up doing a piece of content with my lady at some point tomorrow. Keep it locked here to Coach Eli, to Authentic Live Streams. You know, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, pay attention to the community tab. Also, please subscribe also to my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas. Nightbot's been sharing the link every 7 minutes, or just go below in the description, a couple lines down. The link is there, or just go to youtube.com/lifecoacheli. youtube.com/lifecoacheli. It's beautiful. I love this angle right here. I'll tell you, it's like air conditioning right here. Look at that water glisten right there. It's a nice shot right there. It's going to be it's much cooler here than it's going to be at my place, I'll tell you. That's why I'm like in no freaking hurry to leave this freaking trail, but I know I got things to do and I got to run and I'm hungry. I don't want to leave the water, but I mean, it's not as hot, but it's still going to be stale and stuffy. It's still going to feel like it's 85 degrees inside, and that's just warm. I like it when it's about 70 to 74 on the inside. Anything higher than that, it's stuffy. Got to run fans all the damn time to circulate the air. Well, looks like our electrical situation is going to be okay. It's cooled off to the point where I think the load on the grid is not there anymore. When it was 108 earlier, god dang. I got an alert on my iPhone to conserve power. Like, they're not sending us government alerts to the phones. Yeah, and it's just incredible how we get information nowadays so quickly. The phone goes off, you hear the dun, dun, like the emergency broadcast system, right? Remember on TV, You hear the dun. This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test. Boom, ba, ba, ba. Yeah, this is a test of the emergency broadcast system. The broadcasters in your area in voluntary cooperation with blah, blah, blah. I mean, I could probably recite the damn thing. I used to stay up late, and that's when they would do those tests sometimes in the middle of the night. And voluntary cooperation with the broadcasters in your area and blah, 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 with city, state, and local authorities and all that mumbo jumbo, right? Part of the reason why I love doing YouTube so much and the coaching thing, I always wanted to be like a DJ or a broadcaster. I love broadcasting. I used to really love watching a lot of TV. I'm not saying I don't love watching TV anymore. I'm more so like creating TV. I took what I love and turned it into what I love to do. And that's part of the reason why I love doing what I do. It even goes beyond the coaching. I love talking. I love there was a car that was parked there. All right, folks. We're 82 minutes, an hour and 22 minutes. There's been a problem with YouTube shutting down these mobile streams from mobile lately. It won't shut down properly. I may have to reinstall the YouTube app, or it might just be an internal error. It's been taking like 20 minutes or so, 20 to 30 minutes to close. Automatically. I can't manually shut it down. I'm going to try to manually shut it down. If you want to watch the replay, I will turn the DVR back on. You could seek back, even though it'll still say I'm live. You can seek back, and I'll try to figure out what the issue is for the future. With that being said, thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you again to Tam Miss T for the $2 Australian super chat, and thank you to RJ Sandifer for being here. Grim Grinning Ghost. Even to the really Eli person, thank you for being here. Sword Tongue, thank you for being here. VP Gloves, thank you for being here. I believe you to be the real person. Yes, the person that the real Eli channel was talking about has followed you or probably trolled in your chats, because I saw him on one of your videos I watched with a live stream replay. But I think that's the real VP Gloves. I'll look into it more tonight. With that being said, I'm going to shut this down. Have a great day, everyone. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.